Hi, I'm Daniel from OLPRO, and one of the dangers of camping, particularly in Britain, is unexpected weather. And one thing we've encountered a lot recently is wind, very high winds, particularly on an evening. We often get asked about what people can do if they're camping and they experience sort of high winds or even gales we've experienced recently. The number one tip is to make sure that when you put up a tent, whatever tent, whether it's an air beam or whether it's pole, to make sure they're in an area that's well covered, so that if you do get wind, then obviously you can be guarded against it. The other key thing is if you've got a vehicle, obviously you can park your vehicle in front of it and ensure that you don't have a broadside of a tent or an awning, which can be heavily hit by any passing wind. Make sure that any tent or awning is put up really well in the first place, so make sure it's pegged down properly as well. Use all the guy lines and supplied and storm straps if possible. And if the wind gets really bad on an evening, just drop down the tent or the awning if you can. So particularly if it's an air beam, it's very easy just to let air out or just to fully collapse it and then make sure you can put it back up again in the morning. It's better to do that than to lose the tent or the awning full stop. If it's a pole tent, then again, just collapse it if you can. If it gets really bad, then obviously it might be best to consider not camping, or it's much better to be safe rather than do something that's dangerous. But yeah, absolute key, make sure the tent or the awning is put up properly in the first place, everything is tensioned out, and that you've pegged in everything that you possibly can. Also as well, with all OLPRO tents, you've now got Terra Grip, which is a band that goes around the circumference of every tent and awning that we do, so you can put in more 10 pegs than you would do normally, and this should help secure it even further.